Welcome back, everyone, to the second game and last series for tonight. The first game of the last series for tonight on Rekt League, and we have Trog Squad taking on You Face Braxis. And Trog Squad has a surprise sub for them, Dunk Tank.
Yes, we will be subbing in our very own Zexerous, normally casting. Will be playing today in this game, as he says, doing triple duty. I mean, what a guy.
Yeah, I just impressed that he would be able to jump in and really make himself a target like that. I feel like everybody's really going to be gunning for him. Just pick Chen. It'll be fine. Thank you. Surprise appearance there by Zexerous. But yes, this should be very interesting. Obviously, Trog Squad was down a player and didn't have a sub that was on rotation at the moment. So last minute Zexerous jumping in for the final game of Rekt League.
Well, and I think it embraces some of the fun that is Rekt League. Again, everybody's here to have a good time, enjoy some Heroes of the Storm, and, why can't Zexerous jump in there? It's, the last series, so let's knock it out.
Calling out the collusion sub, though, from Winterheart. This is looking iffy.
Stream sniping.
Yes. Yes, we need to fix the team, so who needs swaps? And, and our first match will be in Braxis Holdout here, so that's always an entertaining map. A lot of fights that take place early.
Oh, absolutely. For me, it goes right up there with Battlefield of Eternity as far as just a crazy map with a lot of team fights, a lot of action. Again, it should be a ton of fun to see what happens here. I think these teams will be pretty evenly matched. I think it'll be a great game to see. So I'm interested to see what happens on the side of Trog Squad specifically. I've gotten the opportunity to watch them play. I've seen everybody play at this point too. So I saw some good games out of them previously, though. I watched a previous game with an Anna and a Garrosh synergy that was just a thing of beauty to see go down. So I'm excited to watch them play a little bit more.
Yeah, Trog Squad and You Face Braxis both play very strong styles, and they were contenders throughout most of Cheer League. Obviously, Rixer for Kids and 2+2 are kind of on the next level of that, but Trog Squad and You Face Braxis are right behind them.
Absolutely. That's been the fun part about tonight is I think we've seen two very evenly matched games. The games between Rixer for Kids and 2+2 were down to clutch moments in both games. At any point in the game, it was difficult to predict who was going to win, and I absolutely love watching games like that. I don't want to see a blowout by any means. I want to see two teams go to head-to-head, battle in the mud, and see what they can get done.
Yeah, and even though that last series was a 2-0, it was very close and could have easily been a 2-0 in favor of 2+2. So those are definitely that's definitely a true assessment because these teams are so close together in skill gap in both our series tonight, and it makes it that much more exciting.
It does, and that's one of the things where you can't always look at the card. You see that 2-0 sweep out of Rixer for Kids from the last series, and it just doesn't do the story justice, not by any means.
Yeah, definitely. Now we got two. I got to give the crown to Tal. Sorry.
Must crown the king.
Yes, Tal is king. We always have the implication of Rexar every time Braxis Holdout is selected. Do you think either team's going to put a priority on him here?
I think it's going to be Trog Squad. I've seen them play some Rexar already. I think they're going to bring it out. Oh, gosh, I can't remember who was playing their Rexar either, but they did some good work with him, for sure.
Yeah, I feel if I can't remember if Joe Mecha was their Rexar or not. It's been a minute since I've casted them, so
I think it might have been Lemonades playing their tank, actually, and I could be completely wrong, but I think it was. I watched that game yesterday, so it's fairly fresh in my memory, but I've watched a lot of HOTS, so
yeah,
hard
yeah,
to
kind
keep
of
it all
melts
straight.
together.
It really, really does.
So right now, it looks like somebody needed to take a quick break. Let me see. I'll just let no casters ready, and let's go from there. Anyways, but yes, this is Rekt League, brought to you by Nexus Commentaries. We appreciate you all hanging out with us tonight and checking out the Amateur League action we're bringing you. And we've got our special, most of the time you'll see Zexerous in these panels talking to you guys. Today you get a special look at seeing him sub in for Trog Squad. It should be very fun to watch.
I think so. I'm interested to see him play. You know, like you said, we've seen him behind the mic. We've seen him in front of the camera. I have not seen him playing on the field. And stepping in here like this, it'll be interesting to see how Trog Squad works around that element, that different element from what they've been playing with in the previous games.
I can tell you Zexerous is a very aggressive player who has a surprisingly deep hero pool. He's got a lot of options in his pocket, and he's very flexible in the spot you put him on. He's got a couple of good specialists, but he really excels in the tank and assassin roles.
Well, that makes him excellent fill material with that deep hero pool. We'll see how the aggression works out with Trog Squad, see if they can pick up a comp that supports that type of play. What do you think we'll see as far as some picks and bans here on Braxis Holdout? There's a lot of strong characters here. We talked about the Rexar a little bit already. We know that Tassadar is always a looming danger. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pick or ban on him somewhere in there. What else?
Generally, I know that one of these teams supremely hates Cho'Gall. I believe it's Trog Squad.
You're right. They did ban him pretty religiously in some of their previous outings.
Yeah, they do not like. Everybody is just. Oh man, Zexerous, you have thrown this off the rails. What is going on here? All right, it looks like we got the confirmation from Winter.
All right. The thing with Cho'Gall is that unless you have an answer for Cho'Gall is a massive problem. So if you just recognize that weakness, like you said, they have an avid dislike of Cho'Gall, they're going to ban him out. They absolutely don't want to see him. If they don't have an answer for him, that makes sense.
And to be fair, this is a pretty good map for Cho'Gall play. It's small, it's got 2 lanes, he's always excels in those kind of situations where he can get some team fights going and really push an early advantage. Yes,
the constant team fights would really favor him. And like you said, the small spacing allows for a lot of channels for people to clump up, and you can get a lot of spell value. And just as discussed, the Gall ban out the gate.
Yeah, off the rip. If you don't like dealing with him, you especially wouldn't like him here. So I can't hate on that. I personally, there are times where I'm playing, and yeah, I tell everybody ban Cho'Gall as well, because I don't want to see him randomly.
I like these bans so far. We see the Gall ban, we see a Garrosh ban. Of course, Garrosh just being a monster right now in the metagame, top tier hero without a doubt. Just fits on any team, accomplishing just about anything you need him to, brings a ton of CC to the game. So getting 2 very annoying teamfight characters out of the way right away. Think we might see some early pick, like a strong tank pick I'd like to see. Good pickup on the Ana here. Doesn't show a lot for your team just yet, so interesting first pick.
Yeah, Ana has pretty strong burst healing too. It's always helpful in those extended team fights when you need that little extra, survivability, little extra health pool to be able to get through and push through and win that team fight. The Kel'Thuzad pick comes out, and paired with the ETC, that is a lot of CC already in your first 2 picks.
It is, and it's CC I'm not surprised to see at all. That is you face Braxis on the right side there, correct?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I'm not shocked to see some good, strong tanking coming out again. ETC, very powerful right now. Another top-tier hero in the metagame. And I'll be honest, I love seeing ETC shine. The Cow is one of my absolute favorite characters. He's just a ton of fun to play. He's a lot of fun to see. Brings a lot of different options to the game. The CC is great. The positional disruption is great. And of course, things like Mosh Pit and Tour Bus are just interesting to watch. They can be devastating in team fights.
I totally agree. The counterplay and the way you have to play the positioning game against ETC is always interesting, and it seems like there are times where everything goes right for him and it's amazing, and times where things go wrong, like we saw with that gust on the perfect mosh pit, and you just feel like you can't do anything. So he's always an interesting dynamic to have on the map. Meanwhile, on the side of Trog Squad, they pick up Jaina and Muradin. That's going to provide them with a lot of CC on in their own right, with the stuns from Muradin's, the sleep darts from Anna, and obviously Jaina doesn't have any hard CC, but the constant application of slows can be very, very hard to deal with, especially when you need to do something like move down to the other beacon.
Yeah, I think we're seeing some potential to punish maybe misinformed mosh pits on ETC's part here too. Jaina can drop some damage on him while he's in there, and you just can't get rid of Gaul unless you get rid of Cho too. All in on their hatred of Cho'Gall with Trog Squad banning him utterly from the face of this match. Muradin pickup I like a lot too. You've got options to take ETC out of the mosh pit, and Muradin, again, we're seeing a lot of just top meta powerful heroes being picked right now. Kel'Thuzad, ETC, Muradin, just absolute powerhouses in the game.
Potentially, we could have Zexerous on that Muradin too, as well. That's one of the heroes in his pool, and I know he feels very comfortable on the old Bronzebeard. Malfurion and Kerrigan pickup. That is some interesting.
I love the Kerrigan pickup. I can see what they're trying to do here, where they're going to cause some disruption with the ETC and the range stun of Kel'Thuzad, allowing Kerrigan to potentially work into the backline and eliminate a Jaina, eliminate an Anna from the fight. I like that pickup, and I think that there's even some synergy with Roots, ETC. They've got a lot of stun on the side of U-Face Braxis.
Yeah, being able to drag people into those roots, or like you said, getting set up through a nice chain to the rocks, and she can dive into the backline. Kerrigan also having a little bit of self-sustain in her shield, so she won't be in an immediate danger. There's no absolute need to go double support. Yeah, she's a very good pickup here, and they switched to the correct skin too, so that's always good. That's always good.
Absolutely. Hey, there's the Rexar again. Like we said, Trog Squad picking up that Rexar. They favored that hero. He's strong on this map. I like watching him play. I'm not sure how I feel about picking him into Kerrigan. I worry that Rexar himself would just get blown up, leaving poor Misha Bear stranded with no one to love her.
Now, I think the Lunara pickup there is a pretty good counter to the Kerrigan, though. Misha is going to be able to go on the back line and kind of protect Kerrigan, or protect the team from Kerrigan a little bit if need be, while Muradin fights on the front line. And then with Lunara back there, if Kerrigan gets caught in a good stun from either Muradin or Rexar's bear, she's going to be in a lot of trouble, because Lunara pushes damage very fast. And once you've, you can always get to that point where you think you're going to get away, but the poison finally catches you in the end, and that could be trouble for Kerrigan.
You're absolutely right. I like the second tank pickup here on the side of U-Face Braxis. They're going for a lot of self-sustain here to make up for their single heal. That Lunara pick is going to cause them some problems. It always feels like when you're against the Lunara, support is a nightmare against that character, because everyone is constantly taking bleed damage. You never feel like you can keep up with it. The self-sustain on these heroes, Kerrigan will be good, Arthas will be good, but will it be enough to counteract that constant harassment coming out of Lunara? We're about to see.
I wonder with the Malfurion in this situation, if you give up Dream and go with Tranquility, just so you have that kind of bursty heal that you might need at 10.
I mean, your best news here is that you're also going into Anna, and that Trog Squad doesn't have that same self-sustain that U-Face Braxis has. They don't have the same kind of damage either. I mean, that being said, Kel'Thuzad can unleash absolute fury, and if Kerrigan can blow somebody up, they'll be in a good position. But if they can't get into the engage and can't take out a backline hero, I feel like Lunara is going to absolutely pick them apart.
That's a very good point, Duncan. We're jumping into Game 1 of the set between Trog Squad and you face Braxis. On the blue team, we have Trog Squad. On the Muradin, we have our very own Nexus commentary, Zexerous. On the Jaina, we have Talgriffin. On Lunara, we have J-Fry. On Anna, we have Jamaica. And on Rexar, like you said, we have Lemonades.
All right, and on the side of You Face Braxis, we have ETC being played by Midiman, Kel'Thuzad being played by Winterheart. We have Nex Eternus playing Kerrigan. Should be a lot of fun to see there. You're My Hero bringing in the Malfurion. And on Arthas, we have Delouds. Right away, bot lane starting to see some bush hiding on the side of You Face Braxis, and we see a little bit of a attempt to engage on Lunara right away, and Lunara's going to go down here fast right out of the gate, telling Trog Squad that Lunara, they know she's there, they know she's scary, and they're going to kill her if they can.
Yeah, a little bit of aggressive positioning by Lunara there. It's still in the early game, not too hard to come back from, but yeah, you're going to have problems if you get too close to ETC or Kerrigan.
Absolutely, and if Kerrigan can land her combos, it's going to be a dangerous situation. Top lane, just natural push in here. Arthas trying to make a move on Rexar, catching him in the Howling Wind, and able to take a lot of his health away, but he's going to manage to get back to his wall safely. Bottom lane continuing to vie for position here.
Yeah, it looks like Rexar's having a tough matchup up top. I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain that fight against Arthas for very long without losing a tower.
I really don't feel like he is, and the rotation distance here is a little bit to go give him support, especially with as aggressive as You Face Braxis is being down here, really trying to capitalize. A lot of CC going out on Muradin, but I think they may have picked the wrong target. That being said, Anna taking a ton of damage in there, ETC going down to a third of his health. Good strong, wow, almost taken out completely. Good strong engage on the part of You Face Braxis there, but Trog Squad had all the answers, and another engage. Anna going down, they do finally get that pickup, taking Jaina with her immediately after.
Yeah, that second re-engage, they probably should have just backed off and topped off their health because they were pretty hit, and going in there costed Anna and Jaina pretty quickly.
I think right now they're underestimating the sheer amount of CC and, again, disruption. They've got Kel'Thuzad pulling, they've got Kerrigan pulling, they've got ETC stunning and knocking people away. I think right now Trog Squad is underestimating the engagement power and the CC power that You Face Braxis has brought to these team fights.
And even Jamaica acknowledging that now in all chat, not enough CC.
Yeah, well, they know what they're about. You know, I think they came into this with a plan. Seeing some of the picks that they were going to have to deal with, or maybe they just decided, you know what, we're going to see a lot of team fights here, so it's CC's time. Big fight breaking out in the bot lane. Again, ETC taking a ton of damage after he tried to go in on Jaina, and it looks like he will go down here. Jaina in a lot of trouble, though. Malfurion trying to see the deal with Kel'Thuzad. Kerrigan in hot pursuit taking a ton of damage, though. Muradin going in to seal some deals with Lunara damage, backing him up big time. And again, You Face Braxis, if they don't get the catch on Lunara, she is going to absolutely decimate them.
Yeah, you are not wrong. And right now, Misha is in the top lane, kind of presenting a problem for You Face Braxis, because right now they just are not able to wrestle away the control of this beacon, and Lunara is going to come up for the rotation and force Arthas out.
Yeah, you know, losing these beacons here could spell some problems as far as the XP lead. It's marginal at the moment that You Face Braxis has managed to gain. I think they're about to say goodbye to it here.
Yeah, 100 to 30 is not a good look for You Face Braxis. We'll have to see how they deal with this. They're likely best served trying to defend here behind their wall, which is exactly what they're setting up to do.
It looks like they're going to try and lean on Kel'Thuzad damage there, and a little bit of splash damage from Malfurion. ETC trying to play out there, but absolutely can't get anything done. He can only spend a few moments before his health pool is dwindled.
Yeah, fighting in that giant creep wave it's almost impossible at these early stages of the game, and you're finding that out right now on the top lane as well, as just solo Rexar is having a hard time dealing with this small Zerg wave.
Solo Rexar is having a hard time dealing with the wave. He doesn't have the greatest clear on the planet, and with Arthas continuing to pressure him, it's difficult. However, it does look like Muradin is going to get caught here again. They tried to push just a little too hard, got greedy, and got picked off by this CC and displacement. Oh, great combo from Kerrigan coming down. Lunara and Anna will be absolutely melted, and Jaina will find herself in a world of trouble here. She will clean up a kill, gain a little bit of XP back, but that was not good on the side of Trog Squad. They just sacrificed their XP potential that they gained from so completely capturing those beacons.
Yeah, it all started going bad for Zex as soon as he got hit by that root. Then it was a quick stun and another stun, and before he knew it, he saw his health bar just completely disappear. And
Yes.
it looks like U-Face Braxis is going to end up getting just as much out of their 30% wave as Trog Squad did with their 100% wave. So a very good sequence there from U-Face Braxis.
Absolutely. You know, they did a good job of capitalizing on that aggressive positioning in the bot lane, and that combo from Kerrigan wiping out Anna and Lunara in the same swoop just ended any potential that they had down there. Picking up the camp on bot lane, both teams are here, keeping it nice and even there. No real advantage being seen at the moment except for an XP lead, almost of a level by U-Face Braxis. Trying to engage here on Anna, but, Next Eternus just taking a ton of damage from Lunara, and now ETC on Miniman is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Talbot responded perfectly to the dive from Kerrigan as well. Kerrigan trying to come in on the camp invade and saw blood as soon as he saw Anna still out of position, but that was a very nice response, and Talgriffin made Next Eternus's life hell with all those slows, and then once Lunara showed up, she almost died there.
Absolutely. Looks like that stun combo again, followed up immediately by ETC. The chain's going on to Anna, and she will go down immediately after Jaina is taken out. Oh, that combo barely hit. Oh, and Lunara will be able to escape with a sliver of her life remaining. Has to be 1 HP there.
Yeah, can it go below 1? Because I think she had 0.5.
I'm inclined to agree. I saw no blue in that black bar there after she took that. Misha, looks like Misha's taking a lot of pain here, going to go ahead and go down, given a little more experience. And they've got heroics before Trog Squad.
Yeah, U-Face Braxis really looking to push this level advantage and take any fights they can get. You see him jumping on Talgriffin. Talgriffin is going to go down. Kerrigan is just too much for Trog Squad to deal with. She summons the Ultralisk, and that's going to be kind of problematic too. It's almost like kind of a cute, soft answer to Misha.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I hadn't even thought about it that way, but the Ultralisk does do a good job of sort of evening out the irritating body blocking that Misha does. You just go ahead and sprinkle in a little bit of your own. And we're seeing U-Face Braxis just absolutely capitalize on the squishier composition of Trog Squad and the fact that they cannot sustain the stun damage with only one support here to keep them going.
Deloud's blessing Zexerous with these two-piece combos on the top beacon, and I know since he's got the stream right now, that's the action we're watching. Deloud's is really giving Zexerous fits up here. I got to remember to give him a hard time. In the meantime, Jaina goes down, or ETC goes down in the bottom lane from the Jaina, giving an advantage to Trog Squad. Zexerous is dancing around in top lane, might have bought them an advantage.
Yeah, much needed advantage here at this point. Oh, absolutely massive hit. Wiping out.
That was the best Ring of Frost I've seen this year.
That was a fantastic Ring of Frost. Wiping out 4 members of U-Face Braxis. And we will never see it. It won't be recorded. Sadness, because we will be watching tanks slap each other over this beacon in the top lane. Just a vicious contest of beef.
I forgot he could hear everything we were saying. That is so much better to me. So
and Loud just wants Zexerous dead so bad, but we'll go down to the Lunara. Damage constantly coming out, shredding his health pool. We are seeing, like we talked about, Lunara cause a ton of trouble here for this composition. When Kerrigan catches them and they get the burst off, and Rex are getting caught going after some camps in the back line, just getting shredded by the CC and damage brought by Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah, the Lunara was a good answer. It's just you needed something else, somebody that could counteract some of the CC and keep you safe, and you just don't have it in the solo support Anna. Maybe sprinkling in a different support, or I know that's hindsight drafting, and it really serves no one, but at this point you need some form of a cleanse.
It is. Well, they had an opportunity to pick up and had Anna going down in the top lane. The CC is absolutely dominating them at this moment. They're having a really hard time getting out of any kind of less than perfect engagement position for them. They absolutely get punished the second they do. ETC getting caught by Ring of Frost, but will be able to get out.
Yeah.
Jaina going in for some aggressive positioning, getting herself in trouble and getting mosh fitted. Oh, escapes with just the barest bit of health. Man, we've seen some slivers of life walking off the battlefield here in this game so far.
So Winterheart actually saved him here, saved him there because that was a chain out of the mosh pit.
Oh my.
So Zexerous taking a little bit of damage there. A little bit. Everybody gets one. Winterheart saving his enemies just for the lulz.
Yeah, Zexerous almost goes down there. Going back to the hindsight drafting as we see this large beacon come out for the side of You-Face Braxis. They had an opportunity once they saw the stun, and let's remember that You-Face Braxis opened with stun on the table.
Yeah.
I think they needed to make a draft answer to the amount of stun, and I don't think that the solo support did a great job here. I think another support, I think a Uther would have been fantastic here.
Yeah, Uther was still on the table. He would have been really good. I also wouldn't have been mad at someone like a Karazim or something if you wanted a little more damage because he could still bring all that utility you need. And honestly, when you saw the Kerrigan,
Ring of Frost are incredible, though. I will have to throw it out to Tal Griffin for these beautiful Ring of Frost. He's catching people left and right with it. Unfortunately, they're down a talent, almost 2 at this point, and it's just not enough.
Yeah, he had 3 really good ones this match. It's unfortunate to watch him go to waste as the Zergling camp starts to push down onto the core, but Nexaturnus taking a lot of damage. Kerrigan gets deleted trying to fight too close, but now Mirrodin also goes down, and it looks like they're going to continue the push here.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can put this pressure on the core, and even if they lose someone, I don't see Trog Squad having a good answer in response here. At this point, they can sacrifice themselves, and they're not. You-Face Braxis is not really giving a lot to Trog Squad here.
Yeah, and they even managed to trade it even for a 2v2 trade with the with the Shadow Fisher.
So at the risk of jinxing ourselves, it does really appear the Trog Squad is in a lot of trouble here on this map. What do you think they can do to come back?
Go back in time and draft Lili, because blinds would have been very helpful here with all this auto attack damage. You still would have had to deal with Kel'Thuzad, but you could have went Jug of 1,000 Cups and hope for the best.
Didn't some Lili nerfs drop here this week, even with the some of the reductions in her abilities? You still would suggest her?
I forgot that actually went live this week when I said that, but anything would have been better. Something to help with all the damage that comes out from after the CC. So some burst healing to counteract the burst damage might have been better. I only mainly suggest Lili in these situations because when a team comp relies heavily on something like Kerrigan, the blinds are very impactful.
You're absolutely right. It ruins that after strike where she can do more damage after dropping an ability. And
you could have maybe taken Cassia instead of Lunara. She might have been a little more sturdier, and she would have also brought those blinds that you were kind of looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I didn't mean to call you out on the Lili changes there. I just,
no, I'm
read the patch notes.
You definitely should. If information is incorrect, you should correct people. You see Misha taking a lot of damage here, but she's going to get out. No?
Well, yeah, barely escapes with her life, and You-Face Braxis putting a lot of pressure here in top lane. They're going to go ahead and try and seal the deal. I think they're just waiting for the beacon here. They're going to take their talent advantage. Getting forced into a team fight. I'm not sure this is going to turn out great for them. They're taking a lot of damage. Jaina goes down, but ETC gets taken down, and there goes the beef. Kerrigan is badly hurt in the back line. Arth is trying to make something happen up front. A lot of burst damage coming out, and they managed to swing it around, taking down Anna, Rexar, and making Misha go away, too. Putting Trog Squad on their heels.
Things looked absolutely dire for Nexaturnus there after Lunara burned 2 leaping strikes, and she got hit by the she also got hit by the Ring of Frost. I do not know how Kerrigan came out of that alive.
I don't either. And then for Kerrigan to be able to jump back in and secure the burst damage, ended up taking out and finishing off Anna and Rexar was absolutely great play on the part of Nexaturnus. I'm enjoying watching him play some Kerrigan. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's really, really taking control of these team fights. He's landed pretty much every combo that anybody has gotten caught into, has been unfortunate enough to get caught into the drag. And right now they're going to push this advantage and try to just hang on to these beacons and march on down to the end of the game.
And he is playing well, but it's hard to give it all to Nex Eternus because of the stun and setup that's just been brought by U-Face Braxis. Every single one of them brought something to set someone else up. So whether you're pulling in on the chains at Kel'Thuzad, their team has been on top of immediately following up any stun opportunity with even more lockdown, really not giving anybody the chance to get away once they are caught.
Tal Griffin kind of seeing the writing on the wall there, just deciding to stand on the beacon and know that he's probably going to get turned down pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think they're realizing their reckoning at this point as they chain some deaths a little bit. Anna and Lunara going down. With this wave coming out, this should be GG on the part of U-Face Braxis, finishing off their core as they push in here via the top lane with the wave.
I would like to point out that Zexerous only died 6 times. That's pretty impressive, and I'm very proud of him, and he's going to get one of those at least you tried cakes.
I'll be honest. He did die 6 times. I do not recall calling him out of position a lot, ending up in too many vulnerable spots. So
no, he's a very solid player fundamentally. I'm just giving him crap because I know he can hear me.
Erode his confidence a little bit for next game.
Yeah. So, right there, it's like I said, I really feel like Trog Squad needed to do something better to deal with that Kerrigan, and I feel like the only thing at that point would have been double support after you had seen the Kel'Thuzad already on the board. You had to worry about that burst damage.
You had to worry about that burst damage, and we saw ETC out the gate as well. So they knew they were bringing stuns. They knew they were going to have to deal with lockdown and pulls from Kel'Thuzad and stuns from ETC. They really did need to draft a response to that, and I think not responding to that in such a team fight-centric map really caused them to suffer in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately. We are going to be finding out what the next map is very shortly, and I just want to take this moment to thank everybody for tuning in to Nexus Commentaries. Tonight we have Dunk Tank on guest commentary. Really appreciate you joining us tonight. Everybody who's new here, go ahead and mash that follow button. We really appreciate it. Donations of bits, people seem to like doing that. The subscribes, the support so far has been amazing, and we're pushing amazingly close to being able to actually be partnered instead of just oh god, I'm blanking on the word, but whatever we are now, affiliate. Yeah, we are an affiliate right now, and we are closing in on partnership, so we really appreciate all the support.
Moving up, and it has been a lot of fun casting with you tonight, Belrog. I'm happy to be part of this. I'm enjoying Rekt League. You guys are doing some good work here in the amateur scene. It's a lot of fun watching these games, and it's just a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, and we definitely, that's what we wanted to make sure, put the emphasis on fun. This isn't something that's going to make or break a team, but it is something that allows you to stay fresh and just enjoy Heroes of the Storm. So.
Absolutely, and that's so important. In games like these, so often you can get sucked down the competitive well, and it's important to remember why we play video games. We're here to have a good time. We're here to enjoy it, and we're blessed to live in a time where we get to communicate across, the magic of the interwebs and have great team games and, the good social scenes that we have. Twitch is a marvel. And just bringing gaming communities together like this, it's a lot of fun to see it happen. It's a good time to be a gamer, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It feels great to be able to reach out to everybody, like you said, and just having something to do with a scene that has a lot of passion behind it, but it doesn't get all the exposure it deserves. Obviously, Heroes is still a fresh game, but we just want to make sure that stuff doesn't go unseen, especially when teams are out here having fun. The fact that we were able to convince 6 teams so quickly to jump right in was pretty phenomenal, and it shows the passion of a lot of players on the amateur scene.
Absolutely. These guys are a ton of fun to watch play too. You know, they present some great mechanics. Watching them draft is interesting. The head-to-head play has been exciting tonight. Even though it felt like you faced Braxis ran away with that last game, I'm hoping to see Trog Squad come back and give a good answer this next game, give them a good challenge. Do we have a line on a map yet, or are we still waiting on that?
We're still waiting on the teams to decide on the map, probably discussing strategy for the next round. So we should have that shortly, though. But yeah, I think Winter has the map pick. Trog has first pick. Okay. When we're waiting for Winter to pick the map again. So, but yeah, I think as far as that last game went, it just felt like they lost in the draft there. They had a plan going in, but the Kerrigan kind of just blew all of that up, and I hope they answer better this time, like you said.
I do too. Although, I wasn't disappointed to see Kerrigan kicking butts and taking names for sure. It was very enjoyable watching those stuns land.
I think I like watching Kerrigan. Yeah, next Eternus. I think I like watching Kerrigan more than I like watching Genji. She's just a very satisfying hero to see when she's getting her picks.
She is, and I think she's a little more dangerous to play than Genji. Genji has the dash available to get himself out of trouble. If you make a bad choice with Kerrigan, you're a little bit tougher than Genji, of course, but at the same time, you're not getting away without some help if you make a bad choice. So it can be a little bit. It's fun to watch the decision making and the timing involved in that hero.
Yeah, definitely. She's a very flashy hero, and obviously her presence can be felt on the right team comps. So. And her and Kel'Thuzad were about even in damage there too, right around 50k, both right above 50k. So
yeah, it was nice.
Distributing the load. My thing is blowing up in my ear.
It's Winterheart wants to know if they can pick Braxis again.
Oh, okay, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Winterheart joining us last week as well. Very great to have you guys on here, so we really appreciate all the help you've been giving us.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are the plans post-Rekt League? What's going on next?
So coming up next week, obviously we will be off for Thanksgiving. Everybody have a happy holiday and eat turkey with your family if that's what you do. And the following weekend after that, we will be doing the Nexus All-Stars, and it's All-Star break, and it's going to be a lot of fun little side games, and we're going to have 3 different game modes. We're going to do a reverse draft, an ARAM, and we're going to do a game where we double up the damage. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm sure the teams are going to have some fun with it, and I hope everybody shows up and joins us for that.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. Some reverse draft, some ARAM. Should be interesting to see what the teams do. It'll be fun when you guys commentate those games too, because you'll be doing a lot of things that are out of the meta game. It'll be heroes you don't normally see. It can get a little routine watching the more competitive scene of Heroes of the Storm, because you do see a lot of the same 10 to 15 heroes occupying those sort of power roles. Occasionally you get some curveballs in there, but for the most part you see a lot of the same. We're seeing a ton of Garrosh. You're going to see a ton of Rhaegar. So some of those heroes that we don't get to pay a lot of attention to, the Gazlows of the world.
Yeah, and we actually took part in a tournament called Creators of the Storm as with our Heroes of the Storm Power Hour podcast, and it was a lot of game modes like that with their podcast kind of facing off against each other. So I can tell you firsthand, it's a lot of fun to participate in.
Yeah, it sounds enjoyable, and again, it gets you out of that hyper competitive mode, lets you enjoy the depth that is a game like Heroes of the Storm, where you've got these options, you have all these heroes, and you can really explore all the things that Blizzard gave us to play with here. So
yeah, pretty cool with the custom game mode. It looks like we're going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm getting the invites.
Breaking news, I've been kicked from Trog Squad. I'm looking for a new team.
Oh!
Well,
I can't be weighed down by those guys anymore.
You know what? You don't need them. You're better than they are.
Oh man, Zex.
That's fantastic.
Well, who's the other person I need to invite? Or they've got everybody now, right? Okay. Nexternus, Jamaica. We need to swap.
There's You're My Hero in there. All right.
Owl Griffin.
And bring Zexerous down here to us observers.
The Louds for Lemonade.
Yeah, I will say, even though they lost, I was happy to see Lemonades play Rexar. Love that hero. He's a lot of fun.
And I made Willie an observer. Who's the other person coming in to replace you, Willie? Okay. Oh, there we go.
So who are we missing here then? We're one down.
J-Frame, Miniman, You're My Hero, and Louds, yes. Oh.
Who's in there? There we go. There we go.
All right. Let's change it to tournament draft. And you said Team 2 has first pick? Team 1 has first pick. Okay. There we go. All right. And casters are ready.
And so here we have
Trog
Trog Squad versus You Face Braxis coming up on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And what is our configuration here? Is it where's Lemonades at? So Trog Squad's on the left, and we'll have You Face Braxis on the right in the draft screen, so that everyone can keep up and follow along.
So it looks like we've got You Face Braxis is ready. The other teams are ready. Both people have the right crowns. We're going to start the game.
All right.
Game 2 in the final series for tonight between You Face Braxis and Trog Squad. Trog Squad going to have the first pick, first ban here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they go on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Again, we've got another one of those heavy rotation maps. We're going to see a lot of team fights here. Stat characters are very favored here as well. So it looks like Trog Squad is hovering over that Cho'Gall ban again. There it goes. They hate Cho'Gall.
Refusing to deal with Cho'Gall. Garrosh getting banned right away. Maybe we'll come up with something where if Trog Squad wins some kind of tournament, no one can pick Cho'Gall against them. That way they don't have to waste their bans every game.
Perma-ban on Cho'Gall just so Trog Squad can go a little deeper into that ban pool and let them get a little more creative.
Yeah. They might still ban Cho'Gall, though. They hate him that much. They might go down on the bans, even though they have immunity.
That would be amazing.
I always like first pick Uther. It shows nothing other than that you want the best support in the game.
I was about to say exactly that. I love first pick Uther because it shows zero inclination on what you plan to do with the rest of your draft, and he is an absolutely amazing support. Surprising, and his stuns are highly valued. Both of his heroics get a lot of value, and he's got good flexibility as far as options for picking into what the other team picks.
And he heals really strong against this. Obviously, he struggles a bit with burst healing, so he doesn't do as well against burst damage comps, but he's very strong against sustained damage comps, especially with the application of armor off of every heal.
Absolutely. And on the side of You Face Braxis, we've got Anna coming in as the first pick and Johanna. What do you think they're going for here? Again, we've got opening picks that just don't show a lot of cards here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Varian will be a fun pick to take here, and they take Sonya afterwards on the side of Trog Squad. So we're seeing some beef on the side of Trog Squad. We're seeing some very aggressive bruisers come out in the form of Varian and Sonya with an Uther behind them. That could be very dangerous.
Yeah, it's a very nice game plan by by both teams so far, because the most important thing on Tomb of Spider Queen is being able to have the ability to clear waves quickly. That's why we see characters like Sonya and Johanna being valued so early on in the draft. And when you're able to also have enough of a health pool to maintain those you're more likely to maintain those gem counts, so those turn-ins can become very important. You can really snowball very hard if you take a good team fight, and then you're able to double, get a double turn-in going. And well, when you have heroes like Sonya and Johanna, you set those plays up pretty early on with their strength to clear waves and stay alive.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not seeing a ton of CC coming out on the part of Trog squad here so far, but you know what? We're not seeing You-Face Braxis answer with a lot either. We've got a Malthael ban on the part of Trog squad, and they went ahead and took out Lucio for You-Face Braxis. So You-Face Braxis trying to deny a little bit of second healer. Maybe we'll see another CC heavy comp out of them where they don't give Trog squad the chance to answer it with enough heals.
If I'm You-Face Braxis, I really like the idea of Vala here. Behind Anna and Johanna, she has the potential to really be able to not only apply a lot of damage, but soften up waves and make them easier to collect. Plus, she's great at rotation, on rotational play. Another hero in that same vein would be Jaina. I think you got to place some value on some range damage right here in the draft, and you want to get one that complements your team.
You do, absolutely. I would like to see a Jaina pick here because I think it would help them with the engage from Varian and Sonya a great deal. That burst damage would help punish those slightly lower tank hit point pools. I don't see... Okay, so we're seeing a couple more ways to go ahead and interrupt things like the Sonya Whirlwind here coming out of the side of You-Face Braxis, picking up a Junkrat, and good heals from Rhaegar. Ancestral healing will be key here. They'll be able to keep themselves alive. I love the Zarya pick on the side of Trog squad here, being able to provide shields, sustain, more health coming to the party, and a Diva pickup as well. You know what? Trog squad picked a really beefy front line here.
We've got quadruple warrior on the side of Trog squad. Yes, technically Varian is multi-class, but multi-class is generally either into a bruiser warrior or a tank warrior, and I will say quadruple warrior for the sake of it.
I think it's deserved at this point. We are running quad warrior, and you know what? Uther damn near counts in there, to be honest. He's so tough and difficult to take down, and he's got great armor, and he'll fit right in this squad. So I think the extra armor from his heals is also really going to benefit this squad here because they're already bringing a lot of health and a lot of armor on their part. Shields from Zarya. Diva is a constant force of irritation. I think she'll do a good job of protecting turn-in shrines for the gems.
I want to see Tychus right now.
I know, with all this tank in front of it. You know what? Greymane's a fine pick in that case, too. Greymane's perfectly, for the exact same reasons, a percent health damage will help a great deal.
Yeah, you're going to need that. I don't know who the target you focus here is, because I feel like Sonya's a bait target. And obviously it depends on if Varian goes Twin Blades or not, but
yes.
Diva's so annoying to deal with. I think you want to try and catch Diva out in any stun combos you can. But she's just so tanky and hard to take down. It'll be interesting to see if You-Face Braxis has the damage to do it.
Absolutely. And mentioning stun combos, I don't think You-Face Braxis is bringing enough of them to really get a good lockdown going on Diva. It's going to be difficult for them to nail her down and get her out of mech and force her out of the fight effectively. They really don't have great choices as far as targets here.
To probably try to set up a Blessed Shield and maybe hopefully get Rhaegar behind him in order to drop the slow totem. That way you might be able to create some space where you can get a pick off real quick through the Greymane. But like you said, there's no great targets to do it against.
There's really not. And when you're bringing limited CC, you've got to target some of those less mobile heroes. So it's going to be hard to pick up Diva. It's going to be kind of hard to pick up Sonya because of their ability to exit the fight with survivability. So we will see what happens here as they face off.
And going into the game on the blue side, we have Trog Squad, and on the Uther we have Talgriffin, on Varian we have Donison, on Sonya we have J-Fry, on Zarya we have Lemonades, and on Diva we have Jamaica.
All right, and on the side of you face Braxis, we have Delouds playing Rhaegar, Miniman playing Johanna, Anna being played by You're My Hero, Winterheart bringing Junkrat to the party, and next Eternus is going to show us what he can do with some Greymane. I love that Greymane skin, by the way, too. It's one of my favorites in the game.
Is that the Doctor, or the Jekyll and Hyde one?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't play Greymane very much, but I actually pulled that randomly out of a loot box the other day. I was pretty happy.
Fantastic. 5-man stack ups here in the middle lane, just opting to brawl right at the beginning of the game. Varian taking a lot of damage, but easily able to escape. D.Va also taking a lot of mech damage. Wow, Varian ends up in a very bad position. He could go down here. It looks like he and D.Va are... No, Varian will end up going down here. D.Va almost out of mech. And we've got First Blood drawn on the side of U-Face Braxis. Amazing that they were able to do it with all those beefy heroes.
Spam those First Bloods in chat if you got the sub, because this game is underway, and both teams putting a pretty big value on collecting these gems early. Obviously, the explosions and the displacement from Junkrat have been very effective thus far.
They have, and... looking at the rotations here, they're doing an interesting job of this. They're not splitting off at all, and they're opting for the more aggressive positioning, trying to put pressure on Trog Squad here by rotating and pressuring their soloed heroes.
Yeah, their game plan isn't quite clear to me yet. I mean, obviously they're just trying to collect gems at this phase of the game and stay alive, but I'm curious how they're going to transition this game plan into the mid and late game.
Yeah, as well. I think you're right. I think they're just looking to pick up kills where they can right now. Hopefully they get out ahead and have a hard and can beat down this 4-warrior combo. The skirmish staying hot and heavy in the mid lane. A lot of people taking damage, but nobody really in any danger just yet.
Yeah, with Uther on the back line keeping these 4 tanks up, it's going to be a hard time. You're going to have a hard time taking them down. They do elect to go in on the D.Va. They're going to take some light bomb damage, but that was definitely worth it because D.Va was carrying a fair amount of gems there.
She was. They managed to deprive Trog Squad of some gems at that steal on the top altar turn-in, or at the top spider turn-in, and... you know, they've got a level advantage right now. U-Face Braxis does. They're working on a full level. 15 gem turn-in there from Next Eternus in the top lane. Looks like they're going to want to try and get Junkrat in soon. And Sonya goes down, just can't escape.
Yeah, with all these warriors, it's surprising to see them dying so often early, especially backed up by a pretty strong support. I thought they would have a much harder time getting the damage in, and Zarya goes down behind her own wall thinking she was safe, but that Molotov cocktail finds her.
Yeah, that cocktail was fantastic. Great shot for Next Eternus there, hitting her behind the wall, finishing her off, hungry for that kill. And they've got a solid level lead right now. It is early, and those level leads can disappear on you quickly. But I am also surprised at how quickly these tanks are going down. And again, we did discuss, you can almost barely call it quad warrior. Sonya, while tough, is bringing a lower health pool than, say, a traditional tank like a Muradin or an ETC. And the same is true of Varian and Zarya.
Yeah, and while D.Va can take a lot of damage, once you get her out of the mech, she's pure squish, so there are opportunities to take her down fairly quickly as well.
And we saw that as she lost coins on the top spider turn-in. We see a team fight breaking out here. Donis in a lot of trouble trying to run with Varian, and it looks like Greymane almost gets caught there in a bad situation. If they had had just a little bit more stun to drop on him, they would have burned him down pretty easily. But he's able to pick up a couple of clutch heals and escape with his life. And now J-Fry is in trouble and going to go clutch shield from Zarya to save J-Fry. Barely lives through that last...
Oh no, the Ana
Wow.
poison ended up being just enough. The Greymane cocktail fell short, but Sonya falls down anyways. They are able to recover the gems, but that's pretty devastating at this phase in the game because it looks like it's going to allow for U-Face Braxis to get a turn in.
Yeah, they're close here, and they've got the gems to do it. They also are working on a 1.5 lead here at this point, and we're quickly moving out of the early game where it's easy to make up those XP leads.
Yeah, Winterheart with a little more playful banter, obviously taking a lot of damage as the Junkrat from the Uther coming up and bothering him.
Yeah, just a little smack talk happening, a little friendly trash talking.
Both teams looking to push a fight in the middle, it feels like right now. Well, not so much both teams, but you face Braxis definitely taking control of the middle, and they get the bottom turn in, and we're going to get the web weavers first on the side for you face Braxis.
A Diva Bomb not going to get a lot of value there. I'm not sure what she was trying to do. But I will say Trog Squad has got to have it in their mind here. They've got to defend this right, or this level disadvantage is going to really get out of hand on them, and I don't know if they'll be able to recover on a quick-moving map like Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah, once you start losing all of your... When you get to the point where you've lost your fort, especially the mid and top forts, it becomes very hard to fight back and get those turn-ins on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So this is going to be a very important phase of the game. And it looks like their Trog Squad's looking to really focus this middle one down. And face Braxis has responded by pushing with the top one, determining that they're likely to get the most value that way.
They have, and to be honest, they're not making it easy for Trog Squad to take down this middle spider, with Donison and Lemonades being down to about a quarter health after those fights, and J-Fry not being in a whole lot better shape. Top fort going down, bot fort going down for Trog Squad, giving you face Braxis heroics to level 7 on the part of Trog Squad, and a fight breaking out up top with Sonya going down, showing those heroics off, taking people out. And this is, Donison looks like he's in trouble. That Diva didn't stand a chance the second she was on a mech, and they took a lot of bomb damage, but I think there's no follow-up here to really capitalize.
Yeah, Tal Griffin was able to dive in and get the gem secure, so they didn't lose 20-something gems there. So that was a small victory, but they have to be very careful about getting close to a team that has heroics and a 3-level lead right now.
They do. At this point, engaging in team fights is an unwise situation for them unless they can present a clear numbers advantage and catch someone out in a map that is often so team fight centric.
I'm beginning to really appreciate the beauty of Junkrat on this map too. He's already a highly frustrating character to deal with, but his very quick wave clear and his ability to trap around the turn is proving to be pretty helpful.
Yeah, his turn-in trap potential is great, actually. You've got awesome narrow channels for him to lay that trap in, and it just makes it very difficult to engage, especially when facing a team that's comprised largely of melee heroes or close-range heroes here. You know, Trog Squad's not bringing a lot of range to this party. They have to walk in somewhere. With that Junkrat trap down, you make their engagement position predictable.
Yeah, that's a very good point there, because they know what fights they should be taking and when they have control of an area. And right now, it looks like they're just trying to push this turn in so they can get one more Webweaver phase and really take a stranglehold on this game.
Yeah, they're close. They really need to get Winterheart in there with Junkrat, but he's dropping the bomb. Takes out Uther. Ghost Uther will run away and go ahead and heal up Sonya as she retreats. I think it's time that they're going to go ahead and move in on that turn-in on the bottom here with Winterheart. It looks like they're ready to spawn some Web Weavers and do a little more damage to Trog Squad structures.
And we're approaching level 13. They're about a half a bar away. As Trog Squad finally gets 10s, we'll see if the heroics can make a difference in the way this game is looking for them. But I imagine this middle fort is not long for this world.
We're seeing Leap out of Sonya, Colossus smash on Varian on the part of Trog Squad. Divine Storm on Uther, not going for the shield, probably looking for a way to try and save themselves in some of these tight spaces. Big team fight breaking out up top, heroics going down. Rhaegar taking some serious damage and a lot of trouble. Delouds has got to get out of there. He's stepping into the Diva Bomb and just goes away. A lot of healing lost on the part, but they managed to pick up a Diva and a Sonya kill in there, and the talent advantage is showing here.
Yeah, and it's clear now that the strategy is just to protect Junkrat at all costs and let him work from the back line. The amount of damage he's putting out is very impressive, and it's letting them lead the charge in these team fights.
He ends up concussion mining himself over the wall there and getting blown up by some turrets. But yeah, you're absolutely right there. He has been just hanging out, dropping grenades on people like crazy, positionally disrupting Trog Squad with concussion mines, and not really facing a ton of threat. Trog Squad is having to work so hard to get rid of the heals of Rhaegar and to work their way past Greymane that Junkrat's able to have free reign.
Yeah, and it's the damage. The damage potential is there just because, like you said, the team that he's fighting against has almost zero range, so he's able to just constantly harass at his leisure, pretty much.
He is. I think this is another case where Trog Squad is maybe struggling in the draft a little bit, although it could just be that they ended up behind because they have done a good job in some of these team fights. For example, taking out Anna in that case, Varian does go down. It looks like they've realized that Junkrat's a bit of a threat and are running from him. Greymane and DeLoud's able to capitalize, taking out Diva. They're working on a team wipe at this point.
Gems. Yeah, things not looking good for.
They're going to chase down that Zarya and go ahead and wipe out Trog Squad.
And they're also probably going to take this keep along with it. Rhaegar moving over to start the camp and
I like the pickup on the camp.
Yeah, the
Siege minions are going to get a lot of value here. Sorry to interrupt you there, Balrog. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just going to say, I hate to call a game early, but the writing doesn't look good here. This quadruple warrior comp is not working out the way they envisioned with this, especially in the early game, I imagine.
Yeah, I think some early game unnecessary deaths causing them to be behind has made their battle a little harder than it needs to be. They were already going to struggle to go through the line of damage provided by Junkrat and the protection and that double heal. But being behind and down a talent, which they're not now, and this is the time where they can fight, and they are actually attempting to capitalize on that, but it doesn't turn out well. Uther gets caught out and decimated. A Diva Bomb's going to get some good value if they don't get out of there, though.
Yeah, Nexaturn is just barely getting out in time there.
Yeah, he... I swear the back of his boot was still in that line.
Yeah, yeah, that was very, very close. And it does look like Trog Squad is going to be able to stave off some of this pressure. They are still going to lose this bottom keep, but no real other imminent danger in either of the other lanes.
Yeah, losing bottom keep isn't great for them. What do they do here to come back? I would like to see them play a little more defensively and force U-Face Braxis to engage more aggressively and maybe stretch them away from Junkrat.
Yeah, I think if you can catch U-Face Braxis being greedy on a boss play, that's the best case scenario, especially if you're able to steal the boss as well. But forcing Junkrat into a fight in those small areas where you can actually get to him is going to be the key to success here. They need to focus this Junkrat.
Yeah, and here I'm not sure why they're being quite so aggressive. It does look like they are backing off now. It appeared that they were looking for a fight. I'm not sure why they would take it being down a talent right now. And it looks like that Divine Storm might save Uther. Varian going in to try and save him. It looks like it's going to turn out poorly here. A lot of strong engage coming from U-Face Braxis. J-Fry coming in and separating the party a little bit, but is going to go down for it. A lot of damage going out. There goes Zarya. They're going to push this through here. They've got more. They need one gem for a turn-in on the party U-Face Braxis, and they can push in pretty hard.
Yeah, Uther getting separated from his team, had to blow his Divine Storm to even be able to get out. It was all just kind of downhill after there. He got separated from his team, and his team ended up taking a lot of damage. And now, U-Face Braxis is moving to boss.
Yeah, I think it was dangerous there for Trog Squad to even play around with the idea of engaging. I think they were so worried that U-Face Braxis was going to turn in at that top Webweaver position that they got themselves into a position that they could not escape from, being down a talent, not having the good escapes like we were talking about in the draft, where they really just don't have a lot of great ways to run from a fight if they get too far out.
And it looks like they're going to go for the old turn-in boss bait play here. Very interesting.
Yeah, very safe play on the part of U-Face Braxis. You know, I think they're aware that if they cough it up on boss, this lead could dissolve from them very quickly. They're being respectful of Trog Squad here and not really going with too risky of a play.
I always like the idea of finishing the boss and not capping it right away, because then
Yeah.
the other team becomes convinced maybe they can steal that boss and get in there, and little do they know the entire team's already got the boss done and they're just waiting in the bushes. Junkrat taking down the Varian, and Uther also falling as well to Greymane.
Yeah, and I think with boss and turn in here, the Web Weavers plus boss and 3, possibly 4 dead heroes is gonna be GG.
Yeah, the quadruple warrior not working out the way you face Braxis envisioned. I don't know if they were doing it for the lulls or there was a sound strategy here that just didn't come to fruition. But either way, you face Braxis is going to take this in a 2-0 fashion, very convincingly.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 GG for you face Braxis. You know, their team fight mechanics were very good. That first game, I think that Trog Squad lost it in the draft. They just didn't bring a response to the CC. In this game, yeah, they had some unconventional draft choices, but I think that the tanks may have been able to survive if they hadn't given up those 3 or 4 early deaths and lost that XP lead. We're constantly trying to team fight down a talent. And when you've got that slow-moving, trudging squad of 4 tanks, you're not going to be able to sustain the damage when you're down 3 levels, taking Junkrat damage and Greymane damage directly to your face.
Yeah, definitely. And it's one of those things, too, where if, like you said, they played a little safer in the early game, they might have been able to do something with those big, beefy frontliners in the extended fights. The Sonya damage was there. You could see that they were on the verge of winning a lot of those team fights, and that was them being down 2 or 3 levels at that point. So
exactly. If those team fights had been on even level, I think Trog Squad would have come out of a lot of them looking much nicer than they came away from that game.
yeah, I agree. Well, Dunk Tank, I appreciate you joining us tonight. It was great to have you on. Wonderful job. Everybody give a round of applause in chat and tell Dunk Tank how amazing and wonderful he is. Yay!
Well, thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun casting these games. We had some great games tonight. I'd be happy to do more.
All right. Well, we'll be looking to probably bring you back. I'll talk with Zexerous, assuming he's not filled with too much salt after that horribly embarrassing loss in Game 1.
The loss and then the immediate dismissal.
Yeah, that was the fastest roster apocalypse move I had ever seen. That was like within the match still going on.
It was.
He now holds a record.
He does. Fastest roster apocalypse victim.
Yes.
Zexerous.
We are Nexus Commentaries. We try to have fun here. We bring you the amateur scene. If you want to support us, follow us on social media. Hit all the buttons. We have buttons that are like follow buttons, and then you have buttons where if you want to spend money to press the button, you can do that. And then there's like this other button that takes money from you monthly, but you can like use Amazon Prime. So like that's technically free. So if you want to press that button, that's pretty cool. You can press a button that makes something happen in chat with like a face and a kappa or whatever with bits. And if you want us to do things and dance like your personal, personal monkeys or whatever, yeah, we will do that. Yeah, maybe not him, but me. I am nothing but a whore. So, right. Anyways, thanks again to Dunk Tank. Thanks to the teams 2+2, Rekt for Kids, You Face Braxis and Trog Squad. You can catch the other 2 games and the game that was missed due to my horrible internet on the Monday Muster. Dunk Tank, you got any shout-outs or anything you want to say before we cut this off?
No, just thanks a lot for having me on tonight. I really enjoyed calling the games. And, I probably should give Zergling a holler for giving me an invite to the group to begin with. So appreciate it, bud. Good game tonight.
All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. And thank you for watching. And much love and Kappa.
Good night.